Well, good morning. This is Erwin Sangalang, uh, taking the EMG254 value analysis and value engineering. I'm here to discuss about the assessment 2 on GDI airlines. So the problem statement and objectives. So problem statement is GDI airlines would like to improve the services given to their customers, thus conduct value analysis process. A survey has been made and results are summarized as follows. No? So you have four components, which are airline staff, conveyors, waiting area facilities, carrier, and plane. And you also have the function, which are the fast in check-in service, comfortable boarding service, departure punctuality, arrival punctuality. And each component has its own distribution of the cost, which are the which are total to 5,000. So the breakdown is 500, 1,500, 1,000, and 2,000 among the airline staff, conveyors, waiting area facilities, and carrier planes for each components. And the in terms of functions, the percentage importance shows that there's a 20% for the fast check-in service, comfortable boarding service, departure punctuality, which is 30%, and arrival punctuality, which is 30%. Okay. Now, what's the objective? The objective is to compute for the target cost and then target importance based on this survey data. And upon computing the target cost and importance, discuss the analysis and provide recommendation to GDI airlines. To determine the total importance of each component. Okay, so individual importance is the multiplication of importance of each function and the individual component rating. So on each airline, example is the airline staff section. The fast check-in service is 20%. That is the function multiplied by the rating on the airline staff importance. That is 3. So that is 20% times 3 is 0.6 rating. So that is the example here. So you can see 20 times 3, that's 0.6. That's for the airline staff in terms of fast in check-in service. Okay, so you do the same for the other function under the airline staff. 20 times 2 is 0.4. For the conveyors, the same. Multiply the rating of the conveyor in terms of functions. Example, 20 times 3 is 0.6, so on and so forth. Okay, so that is the percent rating of each function per component. Okay, now what is the total importance of each component? So you have the function here, so you have the result on the percent rating on each function of the components. So you just add it, 0.6, 0.4, 0.9, 0.9, that's 2.8. Okay. All right. So now, what will be the individual importance? So individual importance is the individual importance of the components, the sum, no? Okay, so that is here, airline staff, that is 2.8. Okay, the sum of each component, so you add the total importance of each components, that the sum of importance is 8.4. Now to get that the individual percent importance is that the sum of it of each component and the grand total of the importance of all the components, that's 33. 2.8 divided by 8.4, that's 33%. Okay. To determine the percent of cost of each component, that will be percent individual cost. For percent individual cost, you have the component cost divided by total cost. So the total cost is 5,000. Okay. So each component has a cost. So component cost divided by individual total cost, that will be 10%. So same with the other components, conveyors 1,500, that's 30%. of 5,000. Waiting area facilities is 1,000, that's 20%. And carrier plane 2,000, that's 40%. Okay, the total is 100%. Cost target value index. To determine the cost to the target value index, this is the target cost. Okay, so before you arrive on the target cost, you have to determine the cost target value index. So I'll teach you that. So cost, I'll show you that. So cost target value index is percent importance divided by percent cost. You have determined the percent importance of each component, okay, earlier on my slide, and the percent cost of each component earlier on that slide. So here are the percent importance and percent cost. So in order for you to get the cost target, so you just have to divide this. So 33 divided by 10 is 3.3. So 20 divided by 30, that's 0.9. 24 divided by 20, that's 1.2. And 15 divided by 40 is 0.4. Okay. Now to get the target cost, that will be actual cost multiplied by cost target. Okay. So that is 1,650. So the change in cost would be 1,650 minus 500 is 1,150. So similar goes for the other components. So now, as per rule, all value index, new value index less than 1, that's the only thing that we have to take actions. Okay. So later on, so you will now focus on the conveyors. No, sorry, you don't need to take an action. So what you need to take an action is the one with a higher value. Okay. Sorry. Yes, correct. You should have a action. So action is to reduce the cost. Okay. So later on, we'll do that. To get the importance target value index, its importance target value index is percent cost and percent importance. So percent cost divided by percent importance. So target importance, the new target importance is based on the percent cost and the target importance is the new target value index multiplied by the actual rating. Okay, so again, in order for you to get this, you have to divide cost divided by importance. So to get this new target importance ratings is you multiply actual importance ratings by the new target value index. So that's 0.33 times multiplied by 2.8 is 0.85. Okay, so the percent change is 1.95. Okay, similar to the other component, that's how you do the the target importance ratings. Now for this case, what we are trying to understand is that which one to focus in order for us to cut cost. Okay, so in terms of this exercise, the importance to cut cost is on the carrier plane and the conveyors. Okay, followed by the waiting area and airline staff. In my previous slide, we have shown that the airline staff and the waiting area facilities, okay, the cost will have to increment in order for us to improve our customer service. So that's the procedure, or the concept of it. No? That's the concept of why we are doing this exercise. Now, in terms of importance, it is important, but you have to cut costs on this. All those is very important. Important part of the components. All right, in terms of cost. Thank you. So, what's a summary of result? In terms of the cost, the target cost shows to focus on the carrier plane and the conveyors to cut down while the airline staff and waiting area facility will have the additional investment, so additional budget allocation. So importance Target of importance has changed to carrier plane and conveyors as the highest, while the airline staff and waiting facilities will be the lowest. So in this exercise, in terms of customer satisfaction, the budget allocation will focus on the airline staff and waiting area facilities. In terms of importance, it is high for the carrier plane and conveyor, but the target cost will have to focus on sizing down the budget allocated in order to for the airline staff and waiting area facility receive a substantial budget. As a recommendation, since the survey is about the customer service and satisfaction, the budget allocation should sway to airline staff and waiting area facilities. Okay. For the airline staff improvement, the usage of improved systems through automations and training personnel can help. Okay. Waiting facilities should have upgraded facilities that will make the customer relax, such as internet, benches, lounges, etc. Okay. Conveyor system can be improved that can save costs in long term, but may have heavy investment in the short term. Okay, so meaning you have to invest more and then later on have a main operation maintenance less. No? So you can satisfy the your uh, cost. No? At the same time, the importance also is being satisfied. No? So it's priority as a function. Okay, but you save costs in terms of long term. Okay. Carrier plane operational costs will have to be studied to improve since this is a sensitive components of the business. So definitely carrier plane. That's the one is who has the most importance, no? Based on your an assessment. Okay. But you have to study carefully on how you would slice the budget in order for you to allocate in the other area of your operation. So it depends on this depends on their situation sometimes. No? That's why on my last recommendation, you have to carry out the program in phases to have less risk in the result of cutting costs, especially in the most important part of the business component, which I mentioned earlier, your carrier plane. Okay, that's the most uh, important, no, of components of your business. So if you cut costs, you might have a disaster sometimes in cutting costs. No? Maintenance, uh, low grade type of fuel, okay, systems, less uh, how do you call that one? A system that is more susceptible to failures. No? So you have to assess that one. So whatever is working on in your carrier plane system, okay, you have to think twice before you downgrade or take out another components of its systems. No? Okay, so that's all for my assessment. I hope you like it.